Hey everyone, this is Randy from BibleBuyingGuide.com. Today I'm taking a look at the Spiral-Bound Journaling Bible 5-volume set from Crossway. They come in, of course, 5 volumes, and each one comes in a slipcover, which I've already removed. They are hardcover, with about 1.5 inch spiral binding. And I do like a spiral binding, and I'll show you why as we go. So each one has a different color, and it includes the Pentateuch, history, poetry, prophets, and the New Testament. So let's go ahead and stack these a little bit so I can have some room here. Alright, so the paper I think is around 60 GSM. I don't know that for a fact, but that seems to be about what it is. The regular journaling editions, I'll show you just a second. The regular journaling sets have 80 GSM paper. And so I think that paper is a little thicker than the paper in the newer set. It includes the 2016 ESV 9.5 point font with lots of space between the lines. The space between the lines is amazing. Plenty enough room here for underlining, and you can even take notes between the lines if you wanted to. Plenty of space there. So they are text-only editions, and here's why I like a spiral. It stays open perfectly at every page. It doesn't matter where you put it. Perfectly. It's a little difficult to maneuver, so it takes some extra steps. A couple of extra little... You have to be careful to open it and close it correctly. If you try to do too many pages at once, it can be a little bit difficult to use, but it's not terrible to use. Paper has a rough texture, which is easy enough to grab and turn. Great for writing. This is excellent for pencils, markers, pens, highlighters. Anything you want to use on this is fine. You can use ballpoint pens. It doesn't make any difference. I do have one place that I wrote. I don't like to write a whole lot in these until I'm using them for something, but here's another reason I like spiral, because you can just close it. The overall size of this is 8.5 by 11, and the whole thing weighs 13.8 pounds. Each one weighs around 2 pounds and 12 ounces. But here is the show through. So I made a note on the page under this one. There's my note. This is using a 01 Pigma Micron, purple. So there's the note, and then we'll see on the other side of the page. There's what it looks like on the other side of the page. Not bad at all. I crinkled the first page by trying to turn too many pages at once and closing it, and I didn't quite get it right. So that's another thing, that mine has a few ink stains here and there. Has quite a few of those actually. Poetry looks amazing. There's some poetry right there. It's beautiful. So let's take a look at some poetry. I happen to have a book of poetry right here. So there's Job. There's Psalms. That's beautiful. So let's take another measurement here. The margins are 3 inches. That is awesome. There's a lot of space. I find this font really easy to read. It's dark. This is a black letter edition. Pentateuch. It's beautiful. Footnotes in the bottom. That's the regular, standard, everyday ESV footnotes. At the end of every volume is a table of weights and measures. Same table. They all have the same table. But it's at the end of each book. I like that. And of course that information is also in the footnotes. So you don't have to go looking. So you don't have to go looking for a specific volume in order to find the table of weights and measures. It's at the end of all of them. The Prophets is the largest. Now this is really good for notes. You could preach and teach from it if you didn't mind swapping volumes. Or if you're teaching from a specific book in the Bible, it's no problem at all. Or a specific set of books. For example, the prophets or history. If you're just teaching from this, You have all the space you need for sermon outlines, for notes, references, anything you want to put in there. Excellent. I love these. You know, it's big, it's heavy, and it does take an extra second to make sure you're controlling this spiral correctly. It's not hard to do at all. I get a little ahead of myself sometimes, but it's not hard to do at all. Typically not going to cause any problem. If you've used a spiral notebook before, you know how this works. There's history. I like these. I like these a lot. So they're great for study. They're great for teaching. There you could just have the New Testament all in one volume. Beautiful. So that's my quick look at the Spiral-Bound Journaling Bible from Crossway. Other than having some ink smears here and there, this is excellent. And that could just be my edition. I don't know. I don't see them in some books, but I do see them quite a bit in others. That would be my only complaint, is some of the pages have some ink smears. And as you can see, it's not a lot. There's a little smear there. They're light. There's not a lot of them. But it's enough to mention it. Enough to notice. The lines are faint. They're easy to write on. Printed with line matching. Show through is barely noticeable. So Crossway did supply this in exchange for an honest review. My honest review is it is an excellent set. Excellent paper. I love the print. I love the spiral because you can open it to any page. You can close it. You can use this for teaching and preaching. The amount of space is amazing. So if you're looking for something with a lot of space for detailed notes, this set is excellent. I highly recommend it. I like that each volume is a different color, because then you can tell at a glance. Blue is New Testament, green is history. You know what you're looking for really quick. You don't have to spend a lot of time picking out which one is which. Easy to use, easy to deal with. I like it. So I'll place links in the notes so you can make a purchase if you're interested. Also links to the written review at BibleBuyingGuide.com, where I always go into more detail. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.